All right, folks, you are listening to Yishai and Friends on Israel National Radio. Welcome to the program. This half hour, it's time to discuss something that we usually don't discuss on the show, and that is the state of Judea. This idea that maybe the regular citizen of Israel who wants the state of Israel to continue on its Zionist path will not find satisfaction from the state of Israel, and instead must turn to a renewed body, a newer body, one that takes the biblical highland, Judea and Samaria, and turns them into that spiritual religious dream, a Jewish state with Jewish values, and with the forefathers, with the graves, and kind of says, okay, if you guys don't want the Jewish Torah land that we desire, we will make it ourselves. We don't need the state of Israel with its secular values. And that idea has come to be known as the state of Judea. Recently, I spoke at Chavad Gilad, at a kind of political get-together there, and when people were allowed to get up to speak at the podium kind of from the crowd, a lot of people mentioned this concept of the state of Judea, showing a lot of frustration with the state as it is. Very few people offered up the concept of that we must take the state back. They have kind of grown weary of the state, have grown tired of it. They say we cannot defeat this state because its very ideological basis is not in keeping with Torah values. It's a secular Zionism. Now that Zionism has kind of died, therefore there's no Torah and there's no Zionism, and what do we need this country for? And they say, let's start a new state. And, you know, for me, this is anathema. I think that we need to clean our state, we need to take it back, we need to sanctify it, we need to use this vessel for what it's meant to be, which is to bring good for the Jewish people, to be the tool through which we bring the redemption. But this is a real debate, and many people also from the inside, disenfranchised, angry people, people who really see a lot of the dark things of the state of Israel, they're pushing for this kind of division, and a lot of people from the outside as well, who kind of also, you know, from the outside just see a lot of the frustrations and not a lot of the good, say, let's divide up the state. And I think this is a pretty fundamental question. Do we sue, and I say sue meaning to say pursue, for a united one Israel under a Jewish rubric, under a Jewish paradigm? Or do we say, look, the foundations of the state of Israel are based on a secular basis. It'll never be clean. It'll never be pure. It's always getting dirtied. And therefore, the best thing to do is to divide it. So because this is such a fundamental question and has something to do with the Jewish character of the state of Israel or the future of it, I thought that this was something that we should turn to somebody who knows a thing or two about Jewish leadership and the Jewish character of the state. And that is Moshe Feiglin, who we like to have on something we call Likud Mondays on Israel National Radio. Moshe Feiglin, welcome to the program.
Hello, Yishai. How are you?
Okay, I'm well, but I was shocked at some of this discourse. You know, I really thought that this was something more outlandish, far-flung, not mainstream. And it turns out that really a lot of people that you bump into are talking about this, and I want to know what your position is. Is there a chance? Is this a right direction that we should be pursuing to kind of split off from the state, or should we be fighting for the character of the state? Like, what's your goal? How do you see what's the best case scenario?
Well, it is definitely a wrong direction. It is. I can understand the despair that people feel because after 30 years of fighting the regular ways, losing again, actually winning on the political side, getting the Likud in, and then find themselves being destroyed by the people they voted for. I can understand all that, but to lose faith in the state of Israel is actually to lose faith in the people of Israel. And we know that this is a big sin. Even Moshe Rabbeinu when he just, gave a hint of losing faith in the people of Israel, was punished and in a very bad way.
Well, why is that? Why do you connect those two things? I mean, the state is a mechanism, it's an apparatus, and maybe it's not the will of the people. In fact, oftentimes you'll say on this program that today's government does not represent the will of the people.
Exactly. So we have to fight the government, but we cannot leave the people behind. We cannot pour the bathtub with the baby. We need to change the water. We cannot throw the whole bathtub with the people of Israel, and the settlers are only 5% of them. Let's not forget that. Thinking that you can erase 95% of the people of Israel and start from the beginning, well, you're going to be the one who will be erased, not the people, not the sons of God. And we have to remember that we're dealing here with Banim Hashem Atem LaHashem Elokechem, with the sons of God. We are not allowed to feel that we are in any way in a better. We are not in the same direction in the same room with the entire Jews. But on the other hand, we have to fight. We have to fight and do everything we can to save those Jews in Cholon, in Bat Yam, in Tel Aviv, in Yerushalayim, to save those Jews from the regime who got control of them under the frame of so-called democracy.
So you're saying the reason we have to save the state is because we cannot divide it and care only about our own people and care about the folks in Judea and Samaria, but we have to care also about the people of Chulon or Hod HaSharon or wherever it is.
That's right. When we're thinking, and I think those people you mentioned in Chabad Gilad who spoke this way, got used to see themselves as a sector, and from that, and not as a part of entire Klal Yisrael. And as a sector, I can understand how they're coming to that result. If I don't have no rights in Israel, and it's true, the settlers have no rights, not human rights, not no rights at all, then why should I stay here as connected to this state that took all my rights away? But if you understand that you are not a sector, you're actually the only hope to the people of Israel in the land of Israel. You are the only hope to the Jewish sovereignty on the entire land. Only if you take responsibility and lead the entire nation, that actually waiting for your leadership, then you see the whole picture different. So basically, it can go to either direction. Either take responsibility and lead the entire nation of Israel towards total new direction, and fight against this regime that took control of the people of Israel in the last few decades already. Or if you don't do that, you're getting more and more isolated, and until ideas like that, ideas like Medinat Yehuda, getting into your mind, and you're gonna be erased.
Now, there's. I understand now that there's really three levels. There's the land of Israel, the people of Israel, and the state of Israel.
That's right.
What's your relationship to the state as it is today? Is it something that forget the people, for example? Does the state have any kind of intrinsic that means its own value? Is this something that we have to perpetuate?
Yes, the answer is yes. The Jewish state has a value of its own. It's not an insurance company as some people would like to see it. The Jewish sovereignty on Eretz Israel has a kedusha of its own. You cannot fulfill the mitzvat Yishuv Haaretz without that. When you came and set and built a home in Israel during the Turkish time and during the British time, you did not fulfill the mitzvah of Yishuv Haaretz, definitely not to the level that you can do it today when you do it with Jewish sovereignty. It has its own pressure. However, the regime, the mishtar, I hope I'm translating it right, the regime that controls the way it's being controlled has no kedusha at all. It is actually a sort of an enemy today. It's working against the Jews, and we should do everything we can with all the tools God gives us to change that.
Now